Welcome, Scorpio. This is your weekly focus for February the 4th through to the 10th, 2019. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. We're going to get right to the cards. What an amazing energy that we are presented with at the very beginning of the week on the Monday, the 4th, is the new moon in Aquarius. So the sun is in Aquarius, the moon is in Aquarius. If you look a couple of degrees ahead, you'll see Mercury in Aquarius as well. In astrology, that would be called conjunct. They're all conjunct with each other. They're only a couple of degrees apart, so they're really sitting on top of each other in many ways. And it is sextiling, which is a beautiful energy, sextiling Jupiter in Sagittarius. So we'll turn to the cards and see what that means for you. But I mean, it brings in luck, it brings in good news, it brings in an optimism, a happiness, a generosity, a goodwill, a hope. Wheel of Fortune. Oh, yes, times are changing. I heard Bob Dylan singing there. Times are changing. And times are moving. You are moving into a new chapter of your life. Things are transforming around you. The old is being left behind. The new is being stepped into. This card is the first card we're pulling, and it's always an omen that better things are coming. Energy is turning towards the good, the positive. Opportunities are coming your way. The Hierophant, well, it's going to be one of these readings, is it? Everybody else, most of the readings have been, one or two of the major arcana still, but here we have the second card as major arcana again with the Hierophant. Trusting your own inner wisdom or your sage wisdom, your intuition. The Hierophant is always one that says, discover the wisdom that you already have inside of you. So you're smarter than you think. And you will be able, if you think on it, if you meditate on it, if you reflect on it, see a path forward or steps forward in order to lead you to that ultimate goal, that desire. Now, it could be that you just want to grow your worth, want to grow your wealth. So it's tapping into your wisdom in order to accomplish those things. It could be starting a family, growing a family, where you have laid your roots. It could be about really tapping into some subconscious patterns that you may have in your life and breaking them. So habits, behaviors. So there might be things that you want to change in your routines going forward, or making your routine, changing your routine in some way to fit in new things in your life, so that it's easier to eliminate the old behaviors, habits, lifestyle, routines. The Three of Cups. Get out there and have some fun. Now, this is the card for good news coming your way. So, and we do have the new moon that does, bring in that kind of energy. Hearing of good news, communicating, the communication of good news. And this is getting together with friends. This is socializing, for laughter, for joy, for letting out your inner expression, your creativity. So if you're waiting on good news, this is a beautiful omen, especially since we started with the Wheel of Fortune as our very first card, that something will transpire this week that moves you forward in the direction that you want. Absolutely. Work, career, Eight of Pentacles are what defines you as a person. So the Eight of Pentacles is taking stock of who you are, your worth, your value, what you bring to the table, your gifts, your talents, your abilities. Now here we are, the Pentacle Maker. And we are looking at our pentacles and we're saying, I do good work. I have talent. I have ability. I can't even believe I made this one. This one's gorgeous. This one I would buy if it was on a shelf somewhere. And not only are we seeing it, but we're also maybe raising the bar on our expectations of our path forward, and maybe in work and career. That could be work and career, or creating financial wealth for yourself in some way. Seeing where you can use a talent or an ability to actually create an income, or step into a job or a career that is more curtailed to a true passion of yours. That also pays well. It's one of those things where, and I put it right over the Three of Cups, so it could definitely be with your worth, and it is a pentacle, so it definitely could be with money matters. So, I could even see a small lottery win here or something. So remember who told you to buy that ticket. But I wouldn't count on the lottery as, my main means of income. I would look more towards my own value, my worth, my talents, my abilities, and how I can utilize those talents and abilities to really move me forward in the direction I want. So it's almost like you get this call and it's a job offer, and you're like, I can't believe they're going to pay me to do that. This is like, playing every day. So really stepping into that kind of arena for yourself. Seven of Swords. Yeah, this is depending on you. Okay, so when we're looking at relationships, I'm not getting the sense of trust or anything within relationships. I think, we're going to be putting it over the Wheel of Fortune, so maybe we'll talk a little bit more towards when we look at those two cards together. Right now, it's, well, defining what we truly need in our life when it comes to friendships, when it comes to partnerships, when it comes to alliances, when it comes to the groups we belong to, the associations that we have, our family, our friends. And I think we're making some decisions in our life about who we truly want close to us and who we really need to put some space between us. And if you are out and about and you're having conversations, if it doesn't sound right, if somebody says something that's a little off, chances are it is. They could be trying to deceive you in some way, or control the atmosphere, the opportunity, the event, the way things are going to flow. Whereas, and watch when the control leans on you, and what you have to do and what you have to bring to the table in order for this to happen. And it's almost like, I don't want to say a dictatorship, but it's almost like a dictatorship. Somebody asking things of you that really doesn't have any value or worth for yourself. That they're trying to control the situation, or maybe control parts of your life, trying to, attack your ego in some way, or, be careful of things like that. And we have the Hermit. Now, so the Hermit, the Hierophant, and the Wheel of Fortune, the Three of Cups I hold pretty strong there as a beautiful omen kind of card. The Hierophant and the Hermit together. Now, the Hermit is tapping into your inner wisdom. The Hierophant is all about tapping into your inner wisdom. The Hermit tells you of the plan that you can make going forward once you do this. The Hierophant is more of a spiritual alignment with the information that you didn't even know you knew. You know, so even though we have a lot about the wisdom here, your intuition could be off the charts this week, allowing you to connect the dots. Because I have two boys with autism, I try and explain their minds to people, and especially throughout the school years and whatnot. I said, we all have, if you can imagine, a bunch of filing cabinets in our head. And so when we see a German Shepherd, we put that in the dog file. And when we see A poodle, we put that in the dog file, but it also goes in other files, and we all have it organized in our heads so that when somebody shows us a picture of a chihuahua, all of a sudden we go into the dog file. We don't just start flipping through. With the autistic mind, it seems like everything was just thrown right in there, and they have to siphon through everything they know before they kind of hit a dog and they go, well, that kind of matches. Well, let's go and try and find another one and see what we find here. And so they can't get the answers as readily, as quickly. The synapses don't jump in the same way they do with our brains. The synapses usually have a longer jump to go, and sometimes they make it and sometimes they don't. So you can almost tap into certain filing cabinets that you didn't even know really existed in your mind anymore. So it's stored information that you can tap into. It could be learning experiences, absolutely, but it will enhance your movement forward, your success forward in some way. So take some time to meditate, take some time to pray, take some time to reflect on where you want to go, what steps you want to take. And I believe that when you do this, you're going to all of a sudden find this wealth of knowledge within you that already exists in order to allow you to move in that direction. Now we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Swords. The people that are leaving your life need to leave your life, okay, with the Wheel of Fortune there. So don't try and hold on to relationships that, it's not. Remember, like sometimes people don't want to leave the relationship because, oh, wow, I don't really want to hurt them and they've been good to me and this and that and the other thing. Realize that when you're at that point in the relationship, one of two things will happen. The relationship will deepen through conversation about where the next step should be. Should it be out the door? Should we give this, more energy and time? Or remember that they too have a new path before them. And by staying in a relationship that has stagnated or doesn't bring value into our life anymore, not only holds us back, but it holds them back as well. So if you truly have feelings for that person, then you need to let them go. If they come back, don't worry. If they were meant to be there in your life, they'll be back. So I kind of get that strength. There's also certain people that you really need to have close to you right now, as the Wheel of Fortune is there. So new people may come into your life right now. Giving you a strength, giving you a foundation, giving you the support that you need in order to really go forward. So stay open to new relationships that may come your way, new groups of people perhaps even that come your way. The Three of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. It could be the good news that actually makes you look at just how much potential you have in order to go forward. To see yourself for the very first time as what you can do and maybe expanding the horizons of your dream. So good news comes in and then you pause and you reflect and you say, you know what, I could even take this farther if I wanted to. I could put a twist on it and move it in this direction. It's definitely about building your wealth this week, and opportunities leading to you building your wealth this week, or your financial situation, or maybe your resources in some way, material security in some way. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.